Hello there, folks. My name is Spunks, and I saw Bullet Train, and it was great. Now, I was really looking forward to this movie. The trailer looked really good. It made the movie look interesting. I was curious to see what the film was about. I loved the director's previous work of Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw, and I was curious to see how he would handle something from his own vision, basically. And the cast looked great. It looked funny, action-packed, all that jazz. It just looked like a really fun time at the movies. And it pretty much met my expectations. It wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't the best thing I've ever seen, but as far as action summer blockbusters goes, especially one to end the summer with, this wasn't too bad. I had a really fun time with Bullet Train. Easily the best thing about this movie are the action sequences. You can really tell that the director, David Leitch, has made a knack and really shown and proven himself to really know how to make fun and exciting action scenes, as he's been pretty much doing this for a while, so much so that his first few films in the industry were the John Wick films, so clearly he has learned a lot from his time making those violent R-rated films to making this violent R-rated film, and it shows. The action scenes are well shot, well choreographed, and of course really violent, like immensely, egregiously, sometimes cartoonishly violent, but not to the point where it becomes disturbing or too grotesque and gory to the point where the audience would have to look away. It really is on that line of being cool and exciting while also being, once again, incredibly violent. The story here is also really well done. It's well executed, highly engaging, and I love how the filmmakers presented the story. It has a unique style and a unique, I want to say, flair, if that makes any sense, of telling the story. I loved how they took advantage of the location of the train, exploring the different carts and different passengers, and exploring new stories and plot details and information about each of the characters and what's really going on once the train makes its final stop. I felt it was really well handled, and it was really exciting and entertaining to see where the film would lead to and take us to next in terms of the plot points and story beats here and there. There are some twists and turns here that I also didn't really see coming. They weren't mind-blowing or like something that would like really devastate anyone, if that makes sense, but they did catch me by surprise, which I was very appreciative of, honestly. Then there are the characters, which I honestly really liked. All of them, per se. I didn't find a single one of them to be unlikable or annoying or bland in the slightest. They were all so unique and had each distinctive personalities between each other, and their purpose in the story I found to be delightfully odd, if that makes sense. I know I keep saying that a lot, but this is a very weird movie, and I just really liked how bizarre and in its own world it gets. That's another positive. But back to the characters, I feel like every single actor did the best they could. That's probably sounds like a bad thing, but it really is a positive. They made the most out of these characters, and I feel like their performances were really solid. Everyone brought their A game here, and their characters were the better for it. That's not to say they're bland and uninteresting on paper, as the story itself, writing these characters, made them also unique and interesting too, and the way these characters interact and play off of each other and how they play into the story also made them a lot more likable as a whole. So yeah, I pretty much liked a lot of these characters. I do feel, however, that some of them got a bit overshadowed by the other side characters, or I wish we got to see more of them, but more on that later. But as a whole, with the characters, I pretty much liked all of them. I thought the actors did a good job, and they were really fun and entertaining to watch in the movie. And the last positive thing I will say about this movie is that it is honestly pretty funny. It is a comedic film in some ways, and the comedy definitely shines. It's not laugh out loud funny, per se, but for all of the jokes it throws at you, whether it be physical or verbal, it did make me laugh throughout the majority of the film. There were some stinkers to be sure, but overall I was laughing pretty consistently throughout. However, this movie does have a few issues that hold it back from being perfect. One thing is that I do feel that in the middle, the pacing does start to slow down and make the film feel way longer than it actually is, because the film is just, including credits, is just a little over 2 hours long, and I cannot stress that enough, a little. But due to the fact that it really does start to drag a bit and the pacing does start to slow down in the middle, I do feel that it causes the film to feel a little bit longer than it actually is. Maybe like makes it feel like at least half an hour longer than it actually is, which is a bummer, because before then and after that, the movie is always on the move with this fast-paced energy about it, and I really enjoyed it. So it sucks that it does start to drag a bit in the middle. I also felt that at times the story can throw a little bit too much at the audience, to the point where it can become a little bit convoluted and maybe a little hard to follow at times as well. It just seems like there was maybe too many cooks in the kitchen, and they wanted to throw a bit too many ideas and plot themes here and there that caused it to be a bit hard to follow at times. And lastly, I do feel that some of the characters got a bit overshadowed. The main character especially, it's not that he was unlikable or anything, and Brad Pitt always does a good job, so of course he brings his A game here as well. It's just that when the rest of the supporting cast is so much more interesting and funnier than his character, it does make me feel like the film was focusing on the wrong main character at times, but maybe that's just me. And I also feel like some of the characters got a bit of a raw end of the deal, as some of them aren't in the movie for too long, and that sucks because I really like them and I would love to see a bit more of them, maybe up until the climax. It sucks that some of them just aren't in the movie for that long. But in the end, everyone, I still really had a fun time with Bullet Train. It's got its flaws to be sure, but thanks to some very fun action sequences, and engaging and interesting story told in a unique style, lovable and highly entertaining characters, and really funny jokes, I cannot recommend it enough to go check this movie out. It might be an acquired taste to this movie for some, but I still would recommend checking this out, especially if you want to see a good, solid action comedy to end your summer with. I'd say definitely go check this out. I highly recommend it. I had a ton of fun with this movie. So those were my thoughts on Bullet Train. What did you all think of it? If you've seen it, did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links at the end of the video. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.